let's get into the entertainment business this week, folks. A couple of shows I want to bring to your attention. Definitely the full episodes are now available and ready to be watched. Let's start with Reacher. Alan Richson is the actor's name. You can't miss him. He can't fit through doors. He's a pretty tall guy too, but nonetheless, there are bigger guys than him in Reacher, episode 3. So look, I've seen all 3 episodes. They are really, really, I'm telling you, as far as if gold is a high standard of something, these Reacher programs are amazing. And if you're an Amazon member, like if you have Prime, you get these videos for free. It just blows my mind away how amazing Alan Richson is in his role as Reacher. We've seen Tom Cruise do it, and he did a good job. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that. Let me know. But nobody even thinks or really brings up Tom Cruise anymore with regards to the 2 Reacher movies he made. Reacher's a character created by an author. I believe there's a series of novels, no doubt, that you can get into if you like reading. It's been hard to read since this internet age really started to take off. I was a reader before, but I'm really online now with a lot of those things. So Reacher, if you read it, or if you don't read it, go right to Prime. Provided by Amazon. If you're a Prime member, you'll get the Prime video service for free. And watch Reacher. I'm sure you will be enjoyed. To me personally, I'm watching like today's age Sherlock Holmes, but in a macho style. And the other thing that's really funny about Reacher, if you're a guy, you work out. You work out watching Reacher. Why? Because you look at this guy and you're like, oh my God, I don't. Whoever you are, if you're not kind of like beefed up like him, you're like, oh geez, there's like a lot of work to do here. But when I watch that show, it gets me all like, hey, I'm working out right now. So sometimes I'm on my mini trampoline or just walking with a knapsack and weights or what have you. But Alan Richardson, he's a good guy. He gives off good vibes. And a reason when I'm even saying that much, again, all in my opinion, good stuff, good stuff. Grateful he's aligned with this amazing program. Check it out. Then there's High Potential. And this actress, her name is Caitlin Olsen, and you know her from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and other works as well. But that's a long running show that she was been part in. Now, I never really took to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. However, High Potential, it got my attention in the beginning. And then, of course, with so many streaming services, you go to, other stuff for a bit and what have you. Again, coming back to it, I was like, I like this show. I'm not sure if it's going to hold me, but, I started to hear like it's still doing good. And it, as high as it came in, it ended up even higher at the end of its season. She's really an amazing actress, and I don't want to lose this point. I'm like somehow I'm just screaming tears through the episode, each episode. So I don't want to say, I'm not a spoiler alert kind of guy, so I don't want to really, I don't think I've done that with any, speaking about Reacher and this. But with that said, check out High Potential. I think you'll enjoy it if you like your detective stories. It's not meant to be funny, but there's something special about the characters where the lightness you do get with the stuff they do handle. Again, nothing too uncommon, but storylines, plots, characters with different backgrounds, but everything comes together perfect in High Potential. What an awesome name, awesome cast. They all really make it shine. If you like The Rookie or even the spin-off, I think it was, I don't remember what it was called. Oh geez, I'll have to get back to you if I do or leave it in the notes. But if you like the stuff like The Rookie, I think you'll find High Potential. It's not same thing, but good vibes. Okay, so now let's get on to I guess the last. So doing things in 3. Now I have a little bit more form to this video. Rachel Zegler. I only really think I think she's the girl I heard it recently said from the West Side Story remake. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry about that. I really don't need to be right, but if she is, that's very interesting. But for me personally, I only really feel like she came into my awareness with that weird comment she made live on camera. And I think it's just been downhill ever since. There's tons of people already talking about this. So let me get into this to you from the angle I really come at you with these videos, and it's professionalism. I'm not going to knock that girl. I think we've all done things and we've stepped out of line, meaning to or not meaning to. It really just sucks when you're called out on it, and you got to learn from it. That's it. Like, you're not going to go down. You don't have to go out. And I don't know, in a hard egoistic universe that she lives in, it might be difficult to get other work. But if she has genuine friendships, again, I'm not saying she's in a bad state, I'm not saying she's in a good state, but I just think the news about her is horrible. The fact that you make a big movie, You got to have seats and like people in the theaters, right? Nobody in the theaters. That's not good. It's just not good. I came from a background in movies, which led me into finance. But the coaching part of my heart has always been part of my whole life. No doubt about it. But with that said, having just a little bit of insight about the film industry, I would only think that for her right now, if the news isn't everything, but it says something, I would say she should just always find something to praise about the production she's working on. Even the story, no need to put down anything that was before, especially if we're talking about remakes. So, in this regard, I don't wish her more unfortunate circumstances, but I think she gives us a valuable light in the sense that we can learn a lesson here. If you're working for somebody and you're making a living, and making a living is super important, you know who isn't making a living important to. Respect the people that are paying you. You might have a heart for something else that might, because in the beginning maybe you didn't, maybe you're all on board, but then things change. We all know that, right? Companies change and they may not be able to hold you on into a future you thought you could be there with them. And you yourself might change where you might leave an organization because your heart's changed direction. But always respect the people that are paying you, especially when you're making a living from that. If you're not independent and you're not just living off earned interest on millions upon millions, then you got to be good to the people you're working for. It doesn't mean you have to accept if they're doing wrong. I'm not saying, like, listen, legal stuff is legal stuff, so you'll know the difference. But for the most part, while you're employed with them, give them respect. Be a professional about it. And Rachel Zegler, I was just thinking, if I was in your shoes, I would only just be grateful for my next work opportunity, especially if you love to do what you do, which is acting and singing. I'm sure you're talented. I have no doubt about it. You wouldn't have got the role if you weren't. People do see something in you, but this storm, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. It's hard for me to watch even. In some ways, I'm like, I don't even think I want to think that you deserve something like this, but you really are teaching us all a valuable lesson. So for you, Rachel, I'm speaking to you personally, not that you're going to see this video at all, but please, 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 just think about it this way. And I say this to my audience, anybody watching, you know, you don't have to go overboard, but just respect the fact that somebody's paying you to make a living. So do your work. That's your duty. You could have emotions and you could have all sorts of high-end alternative opinions to the people you're working for, but while you're working for them, they're paying you to make a living. All your opinions, your passions, they're not paying you nothing. And until they do, you have respect for the people you work for. And if you know that you're doing something different and new, don't put down something that was from the past and old. Okay? Just praise what you're working on. Praise the production you're working on. Find the goodness in everything that you're doing. And even if you're not in a good place with, let's say, your place of employment, focus on what you're good at. Focus on building those skills, and stay strong. Okay? I want you to always know that there really is, your own life should be a witness to it, but there really is a chance that you can open a new door into a new life. And it doesn't mean that it won't stop raining when it rains or storms when it does, but you are still following some rhythm, some romance, and even some passion that might be leading your heart. And why not in this life? Why not? We do so many things that aren't good for us. I want us to bring a highlight to the things that we do enjoy, that we can do, and let's do them now then, because again, I like to stream. I was telling you about Reacher and High Potential. By the way, High Potential is on Disney, and I love to do, maybe with my entertainment background, I've always appreciated good storytelling. Who hasn't? I mean, oh my gosh. But with that said, I want you to bring a good story to your life. There's never an end until it's over, and while it's not over, there's only beginnings. Peace and love you all. Love you. Take care. Bye.